It is interesting to know that this particular theme comes with several home pages. So there are different home page styles that you can choose from. And since we can't use all these home pages at the same time, it is appropriate that we select which one we will be using so that we work on that, and as we update the website, we check the home page in real time to see the changes that have been effected and what remains to be done, so that we can track our progress. So let's go to pages and explore the pages there, so that having looked at each of them, we will be in the best position to choose which one we want to use and select that one. So you go to pages. We have several pages here, about 23 pages available. We have home version 1, then home version 1 Elementor. So let me explain briefly what these are. So Elementor is a page builder, and this theme also comes with another page builder. So we have two page builders here, and it is up to you and I to select which page builder we would like to use for the website project. And I will highly recommend we use Elementor because of how flexible it is and its ease of use, and how you can easily use drag and drop to visually edit the website. So I prefer we use Elementor. So in this case, we have, for example, the active home page is home version 3. So you can see that you cannot edit this with Elementor because the Elementor version is the one down here, home version 3 Elementor. And so let's go through each of those that we can easily edit with Elementor, so that we can now select which one is fitting to our eyes or to our requirements that we want to use. So let's start from home version 1. So we have home version 1 Elementor. So let's go to view. We are going to view each of these and see which one we want to use. So you can right click and select open in new tab, or if you are using Firefox browser, you can easily place the cursor on it, press Ctrl, then you click and it will open in a new tab. The next to open is home version 2 Elementor, then home version 3, version 4, then finally version 5. So we go to view in a new tab. So let's take a look at these one after another and see which one we can settle for. So this is the layout of the home version 1. It has a slider here where you can slide different images or different banners showing your deals in a very beautiful way. So this is how this one looks like, home version 1. Version 2 is here. Version 2 also has the navigation menu up here, a sliding section down here, and all the other ones are just the same as before. Home version 3, so you can take a look at that one too. Home version 4 is equally here. So you realize that the headers are also different. For example, this one has a white background for the header, while this one has a green background for the header. This is home version 4. Then finally, this is home version 5. So I'm sure by now you have determined which home page you want to use. In my case, I have selected home version 3. This is the one that I prefer to use. I particularly like how there is a vertical menu here listing the categories of the products. It's very easy for someone to find what they are looking for. Apart from using the search bar here or the search area here, they can easily browse the categories here as well. So having determined that I'll use home version 3 Elementor, I will now go back to my dashboard and make this the default home page, so that whenever I enter my website address, that will be the default page to open. So let's go to settings and click on reading. And here we have this setting that our home page should display a static page. So we have to select which static page our home page should show. So we click on the drop down here, and the default one is home version 3, but the one that I have determined to use is home version 3 Elementor. Then I click on save changes. So now that I've selected my default home page, I can proceed with the addition of the product categories. So for product categories, how do you do it? You go to products here and you see categories here. You select that, you click on categories. We have a product category already existing that came along with the theme. It's very likely that we don't want this category. We want to set our own category. So in that case, select all categories and then delete them from the system so that we add our own. Bulk actions, delete, then click on apply. We have to do it again to get rid of the rest. How do we add product categories to our website? In the first place, the categories will really form an integral part of the website because every single product will belong to one category or more. So all the products on the website will be classified under these categories so that it gives the customers an easy way around the website. They can seamlessly find products they are looking for, and to give them ultimately a very good browsing experience or user experience, things have to be very much organized. So how do you know how to add the categories or which categories to add? It is very important and better when you narrow down to a section of the market. So you don't want to sell every product. There are already some big brands out there who are selling almost every product. So you don't want to needlessly compete with these companies. So for you to be found or for you to compete very well, as it were, you have to find a relatively small but profitable section of the market so that you'll be able to stand out. People can identify you because you are in a particular category of products. For instance, instead of you selling everything, you can easily sell only men's clothing. And what that will mean is that whenever it comes to people's mind to buy men's clothing, you are the one who comes to their minds. So you can sell only men's clothing, in which case these will be your categories: jackets and coats, jeans, jumpers and cardigans, pajamas, shirts, shorts, and all of those that are here. And even if you want to further narrow your market, you may want to choose just a particular category among all these. Let's say that you want to sell just jackets and coats, and you'll be known for that. So if that is what you are doing, then you know which categories will come under such a particular one. So you have to sit down and write these particular categories. You want to sell only men's footwear, in which case you have these categories: boots, canvas, loafers, sandals, shoes, and all that. Better still, you may want to sell just a particular category under these. Maybe you want to sell sneakers alone. Then you would know which subcategories will come under that. Or better still, you want to sell men's accessories, men's bags, belts, and all that. Or you may choose to sell just one. As said before, you may want to sell only watches, so that when we are talking about watches, an online store that sells watches, you are the one we are likely to turn to. It is clear at this point that you know which categories to use on the website. So having determined your products and the categories that your products comes with, you come to your dashboard and add these product categories. So for example, my own is men's clothing. So once I've indicated that I'll sell only men's clothing, these are my categories. I'll start to add these to the dashboard. The first one is jackets and coats. So I come to products and categories, then I add them here. So jackets and coats, then that's the name of the category. This area is a slug. This is, as the description below indicates, it is a URL friendly version of the name, and usually it is lowercase and contains only letters, numbers and hyphens. So this is what adds up to your category to make it a full URL. So for example, the slug will be something that relates also to this. So that may be something like jackets, coats. Then scroll down and click on add new category. Then if you scroll up here, you see that it has been added to the categories. So do the same for all the remaining ones. For instance, the second one is jeans, and the slug will be the same thing, jeans. And one thing is that even if you type this in uppercase letters, the system will regenerate them in small letters, because that is how it's supposed to be. So you can just type it in a flexible way and click on add new category, and it gets added up. So do the same for all the remaining categories that you have. So having finished adding your categories, actually it is appropriate you have about 7 to 12 categories. You don't have to get so many product categories. If you have so many product categories, you may want to add others to some so that they will become subcategories. For instance, in the case of shirts, let's say that I have long sleeves and short sleeves. I can't add these as categories. Nothing will go wrong anyway, but it will be appropriate if I classify them in a better way, where I'll place these short sleeves and long sleeves under shirts. So in that case, I would have something like long sleeves, then under parent category, I'll choose shirts, then I'll save it, add new category. If I now go to shirts, I'll see long sleeves is indicated under shirts as a subcategory. So do the same thing. You have to critically analyze your website and the items that you want to sell in your store so that you know how to exactly classify them. So this is highly your sole discretion. We have to now use these product categories to create a menu, like the vertical menu that we are seeing here, so that it becomes easier for your customers to navigate around and find products that are inside these categories. And we want to do this the easiest way. So what we have to do is that we have to use these product categories to create a new navigation menu and assign that menu here as a vertical menu so that it becomes the one that is located here. So how do we do it? We have to go to appearance and then we go to menus. I want to open this in a new tab because I'll be using these categories. So I have it here. So we have a lot of menus here, and we are going to create a new one because we have a new set of categories all together. So you go to the create a new menu, click on that. You give your menu a name. The name should be something that is easy to identify. So once we are using product categories, we can name it as such as product categories. Create menu, click on that one here. The next to do is to add items to the menu. So we are now going to add these product categories into our menu. So here we have various classifications of items on the website that we can use as part of our menu. For instance, the first part here is pages. We have posts, we have custom links, categories, and then WooCommerce endpoints. It means that if this particular menu will have pages, then it's very easy for us to click on pages and select those individual pages and add here. If the menu will have posts on a website or articles on the website, we just select them and add to menu. Or if it is post categories, then you can easily do the same thing. But in this case, product categories are not listed here so that you can easily have access to them and add to menu. Hence, we have to use custom links, in which case we are going to enter the full URL of the product category and then the name of the category. Then we add it to the menu. And that's what we are going to achieve. So let's get started. So to get the URL of each category, we have to view that particular category. So if you place the cursor on it and you go to view, you see that the URL of that particular category will appear. Let's open that in a new tab. Then you'll be able to see the full URL of it, so that we just copy it and then we go to our menus, paste the link here. Now you can see clearly that this one is waistcoats. It means that the name of the category will be waistcoats. Then we click on add to menu. So we have one menu item here. We have to do the same thing for the remaining ones. The next is underwear. So we open in a new tab. So we can decide to open all of these new tabs so that we work on them one after another. So like I said before, to open a link in a new tab, you can easily right click on it and select open in a new tab. In this case, it is a view. It is the view command here that is enabling us to open the URL. So you can simply right click on the view and select open in new tab. Or if you are using Firefox browser, then you can just press Ctrl and then you click the URL, which is the view in this case, and it will be opened in a new tab for you. So now that we've opened everything, we will now be able to have access to their individual URLs so that we can use to add to our menu. Copy the link or the URL, move to the menus, paste it in the URL section, name the category, jumpers and cardigans, add to menu. So do the same for the rest of the categories that you have. When you finish adding all your product categories to your menu, you click on Save Menu. So the name of our menu we are going to use is Product Categories. So let's go to our home page and effect the changes. So let's refresh the page. So we want to change this whole thing here to our own. So you click on Edit with Elementor up here. So we are going to use the Elementor page builder to replace this particular area, this menu. So if you hover over it, you see that there is a pencil icon here, and a note that we should edit vertical menu. So you click on that pencil tool. Then we can change this statement here, categories. Then you have another statement, view all, which is here. You may want to change it. Then we have vertical menu action link. Then here we are going to use the menu that we have created. So let's click on the drop down here and choose the one that we just created. We named it product categories. So let's select that, product categories, and we see that the changes have been made here. What we just did is what is displaying here. So you click on update, and with this view all option we see here, the one that is visible here, we can make this in such a way that when someone clicks on this view all link, it takes the person to the page where he sees all the categories of the products. So that is a general shop page for your website. Let's go and find the link that we will place here, so that when someone clicks on the view all, it takes the person to the general shop. Let's go to the dashboard. If you hover over the name of your website, you see visit site and you see visit store. So if you click on visit store, let's open that in a new tab. You will see that the URL of the shop is the address of the website /shop. And as you can see here, this page rightly displays all the products under all the categories that we have. So because the categories don't have products assigned to them, that is why we don't see those categories listed here. But as we are going to add various products and assign categories to them, when we come back to this shop page, we will see all the products under the various categories here. So let's copy this URL and go back to where we are editing our page. Then we paste it here and update it. So anytime you make changes with this page builder Elementor, you can preview the changes with this eye symbol that is here, preview changes. Or you can equally revisit your website, that is to re-enter your website address and open it to see the changes made. So let's take a look at what we've done so far. So we see our categories beautifully located here, and when we click on view all, it will take us to the shop, and here we have all the products and their categories as we add them here. But there is one thing that needs attention here. Unlike the home page where we have the vertical menu already there, located there, for any other page, if you hover over categories like this, you see that the old category that was there is still the one that is showing here. So there's one more thing to do. Let's get back to appearance from the dashboard and click on menus. Then you select your menu. This one, the menu that has been selected is the product categories. So you can select that, product categories. Once I've already selected it, if you've not done that and you want to reselect that, you just select the menu and click select. Then we have to assign this particular menu to a location so that it remains there. So the one we are going to assign to is the departments menu, as you can see here, departments menu. So you click on that and save menu here. So let's go back to our products page and see what will now happen, whether we've succeeded in doing it. So products page, let's refresh it. So let's hover over categories. So you see that now the changes have been applied, and the category that we created is the one that is showing here. So now that we have added our product categories, the stage is set to start adding our products to the website.